I'll never know why some needs are warm. I can't explain the rainbow in the storm.
Hey guys! Welcome to my Facebook Live or my YouTube channel, whatever you decide to watch this on. And I'm pretty sure I put this on private on my Facebook, so I could be wrong. But anyways, as you can read by the title, I am going to be talking about all my pets and my favorite memories with them. So I have had 4 dogs in my life and 3 cats. 2 of the dogs are no longer here, and 2 dogs still live here, and all 3 of my cats still live here. So, let's go. And I'm going to start with the 2 that don't live here, and then I'll kind of explain why they're not here, if that makes sense. Okay, so if I'm looking to the side, I wrote some notes, because if you guys are returning, I mess up my words a lot, and I just rant on and on about everything. So, the first dog I'm going to be talking about is Precious. She was a black lab, and I got her when I was 4 or 5. It has to be 4. And, she passed away, unfortunately. She went peacefully, so that is one upside to it. So one thing that I want to bring up about Precious is I was abused as a child, and Precious was also abused in her old home, so she kind of knew when people were screaming that there was something wrong. And so she knew that something was wrong, and she basically saved me from my abuser doing anything else. And so that's one thing I love about her, because without her intervening, I'm not sure where that abuse would have gone. So I thank the Lord for her. This next one is when we came home from, or we used to always go on vacation, not always, but we'd go on vacation and bring Precious to, my grandma and grandpa's, because they had a nice yard and they have a dog themselves. So we'd bring her over there, and one time we came home, I think it was from Arkansas, but I could be wrong. We were coming home, and we were going to my grandma and grandpa's to pick her up. She got so excited, she was jumping on the couch, and she was literally jumping on the back of the couch. And then I let her outside, and I walked outside, and my grandparents' yard is so big that it's huge. And there's one part of there's a fence, and then there's horses on the other side. Precious was so excited that she nipped at the horses because she was so excited. She's like, "Horsies, look, my mom's here." I think she was jealous because I was petting the horse, and so Precious was like, "No, this is my Abby." So she was my baby, and I love her. I love her so much. And also, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, which you probably are, at the end of this video we will have pictures. So you will get to see how cute they are. Oh, I guess I had tape on my shirt. Whoops. And the next dog is Fred. We got Fred. It's very weird how we got Fred. So my dad went to get his hair cut. Sounds typical, right? Sounds normal. Now, I guess we go to this one a lot. And the one hairstylist that did his hair asked about if anyone can take a dog for her, because they apparently, where she was living, they only kept her in the garage in a cage. So, what? So, of course, my dad comes home and says, "We're having a puppy come later." He was a basset hound. He was the cutest kid. He was so cute. Unfortunately, we had to give him up to a better home because at the time he was not potty trained. Neither was my brother, and we did not have the time or money to potty train both at the time because my parents worked full-time, both of them. So unfortunately we had to give him up to a different family, but I have 3 memories with Fred that are kind of significant. So my first impression of Fred was he's so cute because he was tripping over his ears. That's how big his ears were. Now, at this time, we had Precious. And we had Felix, but that's a different story. And so with Precious, we didn't have to hide our food. We could leave suckers out on the table and not be worried. So Fred comes in, you know, we're saying our hellos, we're introducing ourselves, kind of like, you know, getting used to each other. And then he, like, grabs a sucker that's already wrapped, so like a dum-dum, sticks it in his mouth, is choking. So my mom has to literally stick her hand in his throat and pull it out. So that was our first impression of Fred. It's not a favorite memory. It's not a favorite memory. Please know that. It's a significant one. And the next one includes Precious, kind of. So at first, Precious and Fred hated each other. Precious hated that someone else was in the home with us. So they would always go their separate ways. And then one day, I don't know what happened, because me and my mom were about to go downstairs in the basement, and then Precious bit Fred on the nose, and then all of a sudden they became friends. Wait. And so one thing that's very, very cute that Precious did was they used to play tug of war, whatever you call it. And Fred would sprawl out, like just legs back behind him, and Precious would pull him around everywhere, literally. So he would just be laying there and being dragged around. And they were the best buddies. They were always fighting. It was the cutest thing, and I loved them together. And another thing is his ears. We always loved his ears. Like I said, they were very long. He was a basset hound. He would trip over them. When he would drink water, oh my gosh, he would be so soaked. He was a drooler as well, so that was new for us. Okay, so that's it for Fred. Felix, he is a Manx. We've had him since 2001. So he's always been very not social. So the 2 memories I'm talking about are very recent because he's now recently becoming more, I guess, affectionate. But there is one that's kind of way in the past. So when we first got Teddy and Felix did not get along. Teddy thought Felix was a toy, of course, and Felix was not having it. So there was so many times that Felix, and there was one time I had it on camera, but I don't have the video anymore, unfortunately. It's so sad. But Teddy was barking at Felix, and all of a sudden Felix was like, fine. And he's like, it was the best. And I wish that cat had just one claw, and Teddy would have learned his lesson, but Felix is declawed. So, that is one memory of Felix that I still have. Felix is very needy, like I said. So, when you go to the bathroom, he's gonna claw on the door, so you let him in. And for me, he will stay in the bathroom until I'm done. So like even if this is gonna get a little TMI. So even if I'm on the toilet and he wants to leave, I'll open the door and be like, okay, go. He'll like move and he'll come sit by me by the toilet. I'm like, and so he won't leave until I wash my hands. So he literally will stay the whole time. And it's just the cutest thing. And this next memory, it wasn't really supposed to be, I didn't think it was gonna be a good memory because I didn't think it was gonna work. My mom was trying to show Felix a video of a chicken sneezing. And all of a sudden, Felix is getting down off my mom's lap, and then all of a sudden we hear the squeak, and you see Felix just stare so straight at the camera. It is so funny. Also, one thing I should say about Felix, he is a Manx, which means he does not have a tail. He was born like that. Nothing happened to his tail. He was just born like that. So for Teddy, he is a Bichon Terrier. We've had him since 2011. Now my first memories with Teddy were my favorite because he was just so excited, you know, a new environment. And he would chew on sticks, which he doesn't do anymore, which is really weird. He only did it for that one day. So he would chew on sticks. He was so excited. He was just so energetic. I used to get dropped off every day in front of my house because, of course, they thought, when I was in sophomore year, I got a bus that would just need to drop me off at the house because the other bus I took, I was misbehaving, I guess. And they needed me on a special bus. So they would drop me off at my house, and every day Teddy would be outside, and he would just do laps around me. He would be so excited to see me. And now he just smiles, like the happiest smile. He's so cute. And I know this one shouldn't be a good memory because of the person it involves, but it really did touch my heart, and it really I think it will for a long time. So Precious, are you kidding, Abby? Teddy has never liked guys. Never. That's just who he is. He's intimidated by him. So he doesn't like guys. So, one day, Ben came over, and Ben, he came over without his parents knowing, of course, and Teddy was barking at him, of course, because he's the guy, and then all of a sudden, Ben's down. I'm like, he's not gonna let you pick him up, and then Teddy lets Ben pick him up, and that's the first time ever that, like, someone that's not in the family can pick up Teddy, because, like, obviously my uncle and my grandpa and my dad can pick him up, and Daniel and all that stuff, but to have a friend do that, it was pretty cool, and I will actually still have that at the end because it is such a cool memory, even though it involves someone I don't want to talk about. Here we're with Tina. We're going to be talking about her memories. Your memories. My favorite memories with her. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, my back hurts. So there's kind of a lot with her. Well, no. There's only one. 4, I think. So, one thing, this is very short. Her first one. So for my senior pictures, my best friend at the time took my senior pictures. And honestly, we took very little pictures, like 3 of me and Tina, and it was the cutest pictures ever. So I think that's one of my favorite memories because the pictures turned out so cute. Now I don't remember that much that happened because we didn't take, half an hour doing animal pictures. So I did, but those pictures are very cute and they will be at the end of this video. So we have this stuffed animal that is a tiny Smurfette. It is literally super tiny. I'll give you like a description of how tiny it is. It's like this tiny. Okay. We still have it somewhere. I just don't know where it is and I'm not gonna look for it. And Tina was obsessed with that thing. It was our nightly routine that she would play with it, and one thing I would do with her is I would take it. It doesn't squeak, so that's one thing. But I would take it away, and she would get mad, or play mad. And then I would say please, and if she growled at me, I said, no, say please, and I'd have her bark at me. And I know I shouldn't do that, but it was always so cute. And so I'd give her back the Smurfette, and then take it away again, and have her do it again. It was so fun. And then we also did that with her, an actual dog toy that was a gingerbread boy that actually had a squeaker in it. So when she started going blind, we can use it. So the next thing is another routine I used to do, but I haven't done I did it last week and then before that it had been years. But every night I used to let her lick my entire face, like from forehead to neck to chin, seriously. Like she could lick my eyes, my nose, like I just let her pamper my face. And I know that's gross and I shouldn't do that. And I stopped doing that, obviously. But it's been years since I let her do that. I think since I ended sophomore year, she hasn't done it, so. I did let her do it once because she wanted to, and I was like, fine, you haven't done it in years, so let's go. And this last one for her is, it's kind of funny. So this is when Tina lived with my godmother at their old house. And so Tina has always been, when she was a puppy, she loved farting. It sounds silly, I know. But so one day at my godmother's old house, she had a guest bedroom and I was tired. So I went to go lay down and Tina was between my between my legs, and all of a sudden I farted, and Tina looks at me, looks at my butt, and then sticks her head right in my booty, and I'm like, girl, really? And then she sneezes and gets down and leaves. That was just so funny, and it sounds stupid, but it was the cutest thing, 'cause she was like, huh? Oh no, okay. This is like so cute. And then she did come back and sleep with me, but she came by my face, so she didn't get farted on. So now we are on the last 2 cats, and we just got them last May. They're my godmother's cats, just like Tina. Tina's a dog, though. Oh yeah, Tina is a Shih Tzu poodle. So, Rhythm and Kitty are the next cat, and they're both calicos, I think. They're both girls. Okay, so Rhythm, one good memory is picking out her name. So we picked out Rhythm, the cat, from a corn maze, Oktoberfest thing. They had a litter of kittens that they were giving away. So we chose Rhythm, and her name, they didn't have a name for her yet. And so my godmother took her, finally, after literally hours of persuasion. We bought her the cat, and we were like, well, what are we going to name her? So once we got to my godmother's, we're like, well, what are we going to name her? And my godmother was really into Johnny Cash at the time, and the song Get Rhythm. Get Rhythm. Like, she would always play that and just be really weird, and yeah. So so my mom said, Rhythm, get rhythm, and so that's when it stuck. And I guess that's another sentimental one. It's not really a favorite memory. And I didn't really get along with Rhythm because she never really came out. And same with Kitty when they lived with my godmother. But now Rhythm watches TV with me, and it is the cutest thing. Like, she'll be in her little cat tower, and she'll be watching whatever I'm watching. She's watched Penguins, Captain Underpants of all things, Emoji Movie. She watched Scooby-Doo, which is my next memory with her. So, I know I posted this on Instagram a few days ago, and it didn't look that bad on video, but it was so funny in, like, real life. The phone didn't give it justice at all. So there's this one part in Scooby-Doo where they're farting, Scooby and Shaggy. They're having a farting contest, again, with the farts. And so they're farting a lot. And Rhythm's watching the movie with me. She's literally staring at the TV. And all of a sudden, like, there's a lot of farting. She literally is, like, moving her head away, like she's, like, you know, get away from me. It was so cute. And I was like, that's nasty, huh? And she's just like, she was so, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she's disgusted. This is hilarious. But yeah, she's a little girl. She's a little monster. She's in heat right now, so she's just a little something. She likes to hump my head, which is annoying. And now, finally, we're on the last pet. Kitty. So, Kitty is also a calico. She's a big girl. She's big and fat. So, there are 2 with me and 1 with my godmother. So, Kitty never liked me, really. She still doesn't really like me. She likes my attention, and that's it. But my godmother and I bought like all of the Paranormal Activity movies, and we watched the first Paranormal movie, and we were at the ending scene where she throws him at the camera. My godmother was holding Kitty, because, you know, they were just watching the movie together, and I had never seen Paranormal Activity together, before, and I believe in ghosts, and I believe in paranormal, and all of a sudden, I saw the girl throw the guy at the camera, and it scared me, and I screamed, and my godmother actually got cut from Kitty. And it's, again, I'm not making, it is kind of funny now, and my godmother does laugh about it, so don't worry. And the scar has gone away, thankfully. But I just thought that was so funny. Like, she was so scared because I was scared, and I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Now, Kitty and Rhythm stay in our basement, and Kitty has this little place where she normally sits. It's a garbage bag. I don't know why she likes it, but she likes it. So she's always either in there or in the closet that's right next to it. And one day, she wasn't in there. And so I looked in the other room, still didn't see her. So I checked the washer, the dryer. She wasn't in there. I checked underneath the chair, underneath the stairs, underneath everything. And then I got into this room with full of boxes. I was literally standing on other boxes, probably breaking things, trying to find Kitty. And I was literally running around. I was having a mini heart attack. I was having one of those mommy moments where you think you just lost your child moment. And so then all of a sudden, on the corner of my eye, I see Rhythm, or I see Kitty in this cat house, and I'm like, Kitty, you are not big enough to fit in that thing, because it's literally so tiny, and she's tiny, so how am I supposed to see that? Like, she's a big cat, she's a big girl, she's pretty fat. So I just remember that, and it's so funny, because I just remember being so scared that, like, I was coming up with different, like, scenarios in my head. I was like, someone stole her, our ex-roommate stole her, like, she went outside, you know, someone accidentally let her upstairs, and so it was just so funny. And she did jump on me the other day, like a few weeks ago, and it was just so cute. And normally she doesn't give me affection, and she doesn't like me, and she's normally looking away from me unless I'm singing Oompa Loompas from Willy Wonka. But yes, so when she gave me attention, I literally started crying because she was like, oh my god, she's giving me attention. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this long video of my pets. And I will make a slideshow after this, and I will include pictures from all of these animals, and yeah. I'll do like my top 10 favorite pictures with them, since I've had them, if there is top 10. So, enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Just kidding.
Oh, life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise.